Got live. Good morning. Let me get everything tweaked and ready to rock and roll. This will be my last live that I'm going to be doing on Facebook. I'm pulling it off of here. I don't know, just moving on to greener pastures as it goes. So it's my last broadcast, my farewell broadcast for Facebook. But for Instagram, I am going to still be here. Instagram and YouTube, I'm still going to be here. Facebook is my last one. If you want to know when I'm going live, if you want to be a part of these videos, if you want to stay in the know with things with this broadcast slash podcast, make sure you join my newsletter, ownyourhappy.com/newsletter. All right, so today, the positive message is something that is on my mind. I'm going to kick it for about 5 minutes of a rant. I hope it's that short. It's hard to myth me, but I was thinking, like, what's the practice here? And what's the way that I can convey this? Well, I keep it in a positive, but also being direct, and really straightforward. If you screw the algorithm without VA style, hey, I got your text by the way. I was setting up, but I'm gonna get to you in a sec. I'm gonna get to that in a second. But check it out. If you practice this, for any persons who are looking for to put more things on their New Year's that New Year's intention list. Now we're scratching resolution to New Year's intention or just an overall life intention, which I'm gonna push it forward with. If you don't have something to put on there, oh, got that message? Or we can get to that. If you don't have some things to add to your New Year's intention list and you're looking for something to put on there, or maybe you got a little bit of space, but you need to make some space. I'm telling you now, this is something that is personally, and it's very rare that I bring something like this to a platform like this, but something that has personally pissed me off. It has offended me, disgusted me. But it's people have got to realize, even the whole point of doing this broadcast, but you have got to practice the positive. And I'm going to a very specific point here. I'm sitting there, I'm scrolling, and I do a TikTok live as well. And I'm doing things, and I'm just looking, I'm paying attention, I'm watching other people, I'm just learning, and just a whole gamut of things. And there was this one guy in particular. Thank you for letting me know that. You know who you are. There's one guy in particular. He made a video. And granted, I recognize it's an open call when you do a video, but my man's the grill needed some attention. And teeth are a very big thing for me, so I understand. I spent a lot of money on my smile years ago because I never used to smile, and people don't realize that, like, oh, you have this face, you don't want to smile. It's because maybe they're uncomfortable with their teeth. Anyway, but what happened is, long story short, the amount of fucking hate in his video, those comments, was disgusting. And I know this is not a subject that people are not tired, aren't familiar with or haven't heard. If you've done a live before you do any videos, if you put yourself out there, you are aware that most people are worried about what people are going to say about them. I have coached thousands, and I have talked to many different entrepreneurs about this. People get upset, they get nervous, they get so worked up. It's about what people are going to say about them, what flaws are they going to find, what insecurities are going to expose, what are they going to recognize about them being a flipping human. And I'm a big line in the line that I have drawn in the sand is why I'm even talking about this, because I do have a solution, or I'm challenging people on this. Stop being so fudging negative to people. Like the amount of comments that adults are saying. I even did something. I went through and I looked at the top 10 comments that I saw that I thought were deep. I mean, they went super deep. They started talking about his genetics and his family line. They got personal. I checked their profile. These were whole adults, 30, 40, 50, 60-year-old adults, like making a comment. And once you do that, it lets the boundaries go and the brakes come off, and everyone starts doing this whole, like, let's dogpile on this person. It was disgusting. But when you see that these are whole adults doing that, and then when you look at their profile and you just go, and it's not that I'm like stalking them, but I'm like, let me just see. Maybe this could be a 16-year-old person who's finding out where they are in life, or maybe it could be somebody who's 20 and is where they are. But these are adults with children. And then I'm making a very critical statement here, and I'm calling that. And this is a warning. But if you're doing this, what are you teaching your kids? Like, what exactly are you teaching your kids if you're going down to adults on their lives who are putting themselves out there? And granted, some content ain't going to be the most positive, but I'm talking about the people who are at least trying to do something. They could be just you don't know where they are, you don't know nothing about them, but the amount of hatred that people have, and even you're correct, and it bred a whole new class of bullies. But the amount of just attacks that people have on people, I'm just like, why would you do this? And I very seldom ask why questions, but it befuddles the brain that an adult would say this. And I know for a fact that you would not say these things. I did a live last week on TikTok, and we had some knuckleheads come in, and I even say in the comments, no negativity, keep it positive, or you're going to be removed. And I mean that. Go home. I would tell you to have a good night and call it a day. And I know damn well I'm 6'4", 200 and 20 pounds, 20 something, 20, 30 pounds. And I know for a fact that that's not to brag or to impress people, but I ain't 190 pound, person. I have a stature about me. I have a demeanor about me. I have a persona about me. And I know you would not say any of those comments to me. And even for the guy online, even for the girls, the ladies that I've been seeing, the young ladies, the older ladies, just ladies online, the men, just whomever's put themselves out there, the comments that they make, they would never make to their face. They would never. And I get that we have anonymity. I get that you can create these avatars and hide, but what exactly is the end game? And I've got a challenge for people because again, we're going to talk about what's wrong, or we're going to talk about what my observations are. But I think it's more important to talk about what to do and how we can balance this out. And I've got a very direct challenge for people watching this who agree, like, okay, you're right. And by the way, if you try to say, "Oh, I can't believe this," or maybe he could be elaborating, I want you to talk to any of your friends who and challenge them to do a live video, right? I dare you to ask some of your friends to do a live video and watch how many people are like, "I can never do that." Oh my gosh. Because people know that once you do that, all the brakes are coming off and you open yourself up to so much. I've talked to so many people about this. They don't want to do it because they're worried about what people are going to say. I didn't want to do it. I wasn't worried about necessarily what people were going to say. I didn't know what I wanted to talk about, which is a whole nother issue. But the challenge I have for people is this. Every person that you really meet, every single person, not just someone you see on live, not just someone you see in da da da, but everyday life, the real world, the shit that matters. Because most of those things, I'm not saying that they don't matter, but I'm just saying I can press off and be done with it. I don't have to see those comments and things like that. But in your everyday life, where the rubber meets the road, because you got to physically touch somebody, you recognize that you got to pay for consequences. That's why people don't do stuff like that in the real world. Find two things positive about them. Two things positive. Find something about them, because let's just say they have messed up teeth. Let me give you an example of how to do this. Let's say their grill is jacked up. Let's just say they are a particular size that you might not agree with. How do you know that they haven't started on their journey to fixing things? So find something positive about them. Look at them. You see their grill, you're like, man, I'm so happy they're in the process of getting their teeth, pushed. You don't know if that person started alive to get them into a place where they have to care more about it. Oop, I think I did froze. Thank you for letting me know I froze. All right, I think I'm good now on, boom, Instagram. But find two things positive about people. You get 1 point for finding something positive about people. You talk to 5 people, you get 10 points. Find two things positive that are sincere. Don't just say, I'm glad, happy that they're alive. That's simple. When I first started back when I was a personal trainer, it was you had to start the session off with something positive. And people who worked with you know I stuck to that. You had to tell me something positive. You had to. No matter what, and you couldn't say because the sky is blue and I woke up. Those are simple. That doesn't make you think. But I want you to find two things positive about them, and it gives you 1 point. Find something, even if you notice the fact that they might stutter a little bit. Think about how many people would want to put themselves out there and talk when they stutter. That's a bold person. That's a brave person. Man, I'm so happy that they're brave enough to talk about things. That they're brave enough to have a conversation. I wonder if that person might smell this way because they, just finished putting on a 3-hour workout. I just finished a 2-hour workout today. I don't smell like, well, I don't stink, but I'm just saying you just don't know what people are, but focus on the positive. Find something positive. And if you can share that with them, use common sense. You don't tell certain people about their outfits, their attire, or their physique. Don't put that shit on, don't put that on me. Use some common sense and share that with them. But it's not just about, oh, well, it'll be more positive. It doesn't just stop there, but it's about what that invites into your life. Because see, when you look at someone and you start saying what's wrong with them or what they need to work on, this, that, and the third, and you kind of come from this upper echelon approach, think about what that does to your face. Have you ever seen someone when you don't know what they're thinking, but you can see it's not good? I mean, I watch my son and his friends, and I could see them and like their face. And adults still do this too. I mean, people who know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. Their face, like they could just get distorted, and you know it's not something positive, right? You know it's just going straight for the throat. You know it's not something that's edifying a person, building them up. But when you say something positive about people, and like even I'm doing it now and I'm thinking about somebody positive, it forces you to smile. It forces you to liven up. It forces you to roll your shoulders back. So it's going to do something for you as well as them, but it needs to be sincere. You get 2 points versus one if we're sharing that with them. And now what you're doing is by you giving what you want, because I am an adamant believer of that. If I want it, I will give it. I can't expect the world to promote it and give it to me if I'm not being that message. But by you going out there and looking at the positive in people, even if you don't share it, and you're practicing it, it's going to change your disposition. It's going to change the way that you light up. It's going to change the way that you show up. It's going to make more people pay attention to you in a positive way, because now the positive here, why we've been talking about this, we're so used to seeing the negative. When we see the positive and genuine positivity, and that's the key, authentic positivity, that's a whole nother conversation. It just invites people to want to know more about you because we don't see enough of it. When you connect with a person's message, you're like, man, wow. Now all of a sudden, what have you done? You benefited other people, which is going to carry over to their children, to their friends, to their loved ones, to their colleagues, to their associates. Boom. You created this big positive experience for people. You don't know where they are in life. But also, you look at what it does for you. Man, I am giving in this world what I want. And then also, it's going to invite a whole new level of energy to you. Because if you're walking around looking at people, trolling them, which I just think is just such a bizarre concept to talk to people in a way that you know damn well you would not talk to it in real life. And I just think often, like I was saying at the beginning, again, I'm not trying to be critical or judgmental. Your kids are watching you. Your kids pay attention. They might not know what you type. They might not know exactly what you might be tweeting, but they can read your body language better than most adults can read you. Children are excellent reads of of your style and how you are. And think about what you're teaching your kids. Think about those types of things. And as a father, I'm always thinking about that. I don't mean to come across as preachy, but I'm very perturbed by some of the behavior that I see in adults. But I'm telling you this, go out, add this to your New Year's intention list. Find the positive. The negative sticks to us like Velcro. The positive rolls off of us. It takes effort, it takes intention. But the benefits of it are far exceed of walking around with lemon face all the time and and wonder why nobody wants to date you, why no one wants to buy your product or service. You look like a complete asshole. Find the positive in people. Look at people like they're human beings. You don't want anybody treating you like that, and now you can hide behind the veil of anonymity. Come on now, man. We're better than things like that. Focus on the positive, find the positive, and things will start becoming positive. Not by magic, not because you're wishing it, but because you are delivering a message and it has to come back to you. Give it a shot. Try to get 10 points a day. That's 5 people. 2 points if you can share it with people. Go for 10 points a day. And going with the analogy and metaphor that I'm always using about having the 10 energy units, when you are practicing positive, it promotes energy. So now those 2 energy units that you might be left with typically, and you feel like you're running low, it's going to promote more energy, give you 2.5, gives you 3, give you 5. Because every person you talk to gives you a new energy unit. Man, I did something good for myself. I feel more accomplished. I made the world a better place. Try it out. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know how you feel. onyourhappy.com newsletter. Facebook, I appreciate you all being here. It's my last broadcast on Facebook, but I'm going strictly, I'm switching over to Instagram and TikTok. If you want to know more about that, give me a message. I'd be happy to send you a link. Stay out there. Stay being positive out there. Should spread the message of positivity. You can do this. Go get your 10 points every single day. Peace.